It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Oh, did we get bad words in there? No, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted. Sierra's distracted me. We have a guest that's coming on that wanted to. I want to be more private. I'm out living on the Lone Prairie, and I don't want anybody to know where I'm. I don't care. I just want to know how agorist you are. The one thing that I wanted to make sure we got right too, George. Please go ahead and tell us some of the subjects that interest you the most. What kind of things are we expecting?
Yeah, so, for example, Elo Jones of the Fully Informed Jury Foundation is going to talk about cooperative community schooling. And Steve Horowitz of St. Lawrence University is going to talk about how to deal with critics of the free market. Debbie Harbison, who's a columnist in Indiana, she's going to talk about unschooling as educational anarchy for the whole family. Mary Ruert of the LP is going to talk. A gentleman from Broken Sidewalk Farm is going to talk about an open source food system. We're going to have Ian Freeman talking about pirate radio. Pete Eyre of Liberty on Tour talking about effective activism. We're going to have so many talks about silver. Karen Emery of Del Valley Silver. Drew Phillips and Nick Sellersa about their new iPhone application that makes it easy to trade in junk silver. David Derby about creating a free food system in the mainstream. I'm going to be talking about open source peaceful evolution, which is my mission. The guy who made Guns and Weed, the new documentary, Michael Dean, is going to be talking. Let's see. Whole bunch of talks about agorism, construction with agorist principles, Catherine Bleich about transitioning from agorist theory to practice, Jim Babb of We Won't Fly talking about free market solutions for security and air travel. It's just amazing. We may get Karen Kwiatkowski, who has been in a lot of these documentaries about 9/11 and related liberty issues. That's just barely. Scott Horton and Angela Keaton from antiwar.com. Carlos Miller from Photography is Not a Crime. Someone who just wrote a book, libertarian, who just wrote a successful book about self-publishing, and his talks about self-publishing without copyright. Corey Moore is going to talk about how you can become the media in your community. Mama Ali, who is a successful restaurateur in the South, is going to talk about underground business marketing and the anti-state security measures, which is she's kind of on the forefront of agoristic happenings. That's going to be really good. The president of the Foundation for Economic Education is going to be giving 2 talks about money and about silver. Larkin Rose, the author of The Iron Web, he's going to be giving a talk about free markets. The guy who's doing the Silver Circle movie, a libertarian movie, is going to be giving a talk. And so much more. Oh, J. Neil Schulman and Mark Stevens. Schulman wrote Alongside Night. Curtis, who's organizing a Pork Fest. Brad Spangler of the Center for Stateless Society, a real expert on agorism. Honestly, he's probably the foremost expert. And a lot of people from New Hampshire. A lawyer, Lance Weber, about prisoner outreach and how outreaching to prisoners can help advance liberty. They may be the best market.
Tell me one thing. Is there someone that's talking about just growing food or trading food or dealing with food? The reason I bring this up, I want to show you. I want to show you something here real quick. There was here. Let me push the button. There we go. There was the Bovine, which is a publication out of Maine. Sedgwick, Maine declares local food sovereignty for raw milk, meat, growing stuff, etc. And what they did is the city of Sedgwick in Maine declared that, you know what? Anything grown and sold by the people here in Sedgwick is not subject to state or federal laws, and it is illegal for someone to enforce any of those laws in the city of Sedgwick. So I'm going, ooh, right. Sounds all kinds of agorist to me. So I was wondering if you had, heck, I would encourage somebody from Sedgwick to come on. I'd want to see that one. But is there something to do with actually, like gold mining? Making wealth or growing food or something like that. If not, I'll go get somebody for you. Or do you even have any open slots?
We still have several open slots because we filled all our channels. So I opened up a whole bunch of new slots. I expanded the conference, but we can always use new talks. So if you have somebody, please send them to me. But we have 3 talks. We have a gentleman called Thad Getterman from Broken Sidewalk Farm, who's going to talk about farming. We have David Derby, who's talking about food systems, kind of selling food in the mainstream. And we have another talk from some folks at Siskiyou Crest Goat Dairy. So that one's right up your alley, Ernie.
There you go. The one thing that we did do is we got 2 males and 1 female, and we named them Wash, Mal, and Zoe. From Firefly, and and our granddaughter's name's Kaylee, so we're all over it. So one thing that they're only 7 weeks old, and then they're small. They're probably about a foot high, and they're cute as heck, man. They're this particular breed, they're a lot more attractive than I thought they'd be, but I don't know how long it's going to be before they'd have the kid, and then be able to make milk. So it's probably going to be more than a year that we were really trying to get all this information in. So right now they're lawnmowers. So I'm looking forward to what we can learn there. And we've even gotten friends that have given us books on, goat herding for dummies. I mean, this kind of stuff, how to do this and that. So this is the kind of information that I'm really, for me personally, that I'm really looking forward to do. Now, one of the other things, that's right. We have Nick, representing here in Arizona, we have Nick Barnett and Drew Phillips that are going to be giving a talk about their wallet voting. So, let's go ahead and get Drew in here. Drew, go ahead and tell me what it is you guys are going to be talking about.
I have no idea, and I have a week and a half to figure that out. I want to say something neat about the conference, George, is that there's a little bit of competition going there. So there's, you say now, I guess there's 4 channels. So there's 3 or 4 talks going on at the same time. So I have to compete with, I don't know who I should call it the schedule and find out, but Nick and I's presentation will be competing with 2 or 3 others. So that's, why I have to get my talk together and get it all figured out so that I can somehow draw people to this channel rather than others.
Well, how do you select who goes up against whom here? How does that work?
Well, I just asked people what time worked best for them, and for Nick and Drew, it's 3 p.m. Saturday. That's Saturday the 26th, just a little over a week away. But there's still open slots, so if anybody wants to change, that's fine. I had a really hard time filling the slots that are going to compete with Mary Ruard, I'll tell you that.
Well, what do you think she's going to talk about? The ISIL or Libertarian Party or, healing our world? I mean, what's her focus?
She's going to talk about how to roll back government without using elections, which is really something very interesting given that, elections don't usually give that great of results.
They don't? You're still voting? This is one thing that I know Mary well, and we just recently worked with ISIL, Ken Schoolin out of Hawaii. He was the inspiration for the Philosophy of Liberty videos. We had him translated into Arabic, and we opened up an Arabic Facebook and Twitter. We have an Arabic HariaPhoenix.com, which is a special edition in Arabic, trying to free the young minds in the Arabic-speaking world, letting them know that they own themselves and are not slaves to another pharaoh, regardless of where they come from, even Washington, D.C. We'll be right back with George Donnelly in just a little bit.